I want to be on the part of making the change, of pushing forward to the change. Now, of course, there's going to be changes that come upon that I can't control, that have come from outside sources and outside stressors, right? But there are many changes that I can decide to do and decide to commit to. All right, let's go. If you're tired of not feeling fit, tired of just not having the focus, tired of just not having the financial resources that you deserve, this is your place to be. This is the Live 100 podcast, the place you come to break the habits that no longer serve you so you can get the momentum to build the life that you deserve. Change. So many times in our life, we face change. Yet when we have to think about it, right, when we have to truly be conscious to the idea of change, we're fearful. Why? Why? Because in so many capacities, change is happening all around us, but we're not truly aware of it. You know, if you have kids, right, you don't notice just how much your kids have grown until maybe you're around someone who hasn't seen them in a while and just they've grown, 6 inches, a foot, right? And we see this massive change, but within us, right, we're changing, right? The days behind us are dying and are gone, and the days ahead of us are coming. But with that is going to be a changed perspective of us. And, they say you never step in the same river twice because the river's constantly moving and you yourself is a different person when you step. So you have to ask yourself, what is this fear of change? Is it the fear of the unknown? Is it just fear of failure? Is it fear of just not being in control because you had this certainty for which you thought was certain? And with change, there's a new uncertain measure that's going to be added in that maybe you won't have control over. Is it the fear of judgment, right? We see this a lot when you change from, stopping from doing something you did before, right? It could be something as like stopping drinking and not being in that social environment where you were before. Or it could be starting something, right? Starting a business, starting a workout routine, starting to go to church, right? It could be these things that you're fearful that others are going to judge you. It could be fear of just feeling inadequate, right? Because when we change, maybe we're trying something new, right? You're going out there to explore, you're trying to do something you haven't done before, and you're going to feel inadequate because it's not something that you perfected. And if you think through your life, right, if you think about it, right, going through change allows us to truly see what we're capable of, but yet we continue to be fearful. Are you fearful of isolation that change might bring? And like you get back to that setting of drinking, right? If your entire social setting is based on you going out and being around other people and having some drinks with other people, and then all of a sudden you no longer are someone who's going out there drinking, are you still going to be welcome? Are you going to be outcasted? Are you going to be someone who's no longer part of the group, right? This happens a lot as you see kids go through various changes through elementary to middle school to high school, right? Where kids get outcast because they're no longer fitting in the group or fitting in the clique, right? They're no longer welcomed. So we fear that isolation. And then on the other side, it's the fear of commitment. When we are going to change, when we are going to make change, what happens is we have to commit something. We have to commit that today I am going to stop this and start this, right? Yesterday I was doing this. Today I'm doing that. Before it was this, and now is that. This was me yesterday. This is me today. So we have to put ourselves out there and commit. And it's hard to break down the levels of just having the unknown, having the opportunity that you could fail, not having control, being judged, not feeling adequate, and then having to commit. That pushes us over the edge and keeps us seemingly where we are. But where we are is changing. And so we have a choice. Is this changes that we welcome, that we push forward to have? Or is this changes that we're pushed against and we're pushed to make because we have to make it? And if it was me, right, I want to be on the part of making the change, of pushing forward to the change. Now, of course, there's going to be changes that come upon that I can't control, that have come from outside sources and outside stressors, right? But there are many changes that I can decide to do and decide to commit to instead of me being forced, right? So an example would be I keep healthy, I work out, right? I try to keep myself strong. And I look at that as a more opportunistic way to have a long life compared to a point where I go and, I find that my blood pressure is too high, or I'm overweight, or I just can't get out of bed, or I can't touch my toes. And I start to have some elevated risks as I go out there into the world, and I'm forced to have to do something, either, continue to take these risks and maybe die, or go and push to exercise. So I've chosen to be committed to go to work out with the hope that, although it may isolate me, because instead of going out there drinking, going out there doing other things, I choose to use that time to commit to working out. It does give me the ability to hopefully live a longer fulfilled life. So if you list the fears that are in front of you today, if you list the things that you want to do but are not doing, well, where is the fear? Where is it? Is it in the unknown? Is it in the ability that you could fail? Is it just not having to control, when sometimes we like to control the levers of what we're doing? Is it just that people might judge you, or you might not feel secure in what you're doing, or you're just honestly thinking that you're going to be inadequate in just the execution of what the change would require? Where is it that you're falling short? And then face it head on. Go directly at it. I have some changes coming in my life, and it's something that we're choosing to do to make more of an impact, to be someone who has more effect out there. But in fact, I'm hoping to choose the changes that come upon, and changes both physically and mentally. And when I fortify my mind and I continue to push forward, when changes come up that are not expected, that are not welcomed, I'm not completely thrown off the rails, because I've now prepared to take upon the changes I can control and use them to my advantage. Where's the fear today in your life? What's the first fear that comes to mind? What's the last fear you've had? What is something that could be a good fear? What something could be a bad fear? What's something that just honestly could be a crazy fear, right? What are these? Put them on paper, make them real, and then realize they're not real. What's in your mind doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be the path forward. Push through the barriers today. See what potential you have, and then go out there and try. All right, if you want to see where you are on the Live 100 journey, go to jasonyarusi.com. There's a free assessment. You go over there, just take the assessment. You can see where you stand upon the 9 principles. It just helps you understand and be self-aware about where your starting line is today. And if you can do anything for us, go down there, help us continue to push this show out to other people who need to hear this message. Leave us an honest ratings and review. We appreciate and listen to read all of them. All right, that's what I got today. Let's do this.